I know. You're not going to believe what I paid for this box. I needed a couple of big toolboxes for a reason we'll get into later. And I started looking around online, and I'll tell you, Snap-on toolboxes on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace are an amazing deal. I bought this slightly used in excellent condition box yesterday for about 1/4 the price of what it would cost on the truck. This is the box I looked at. I was looking at the Amazon site, or the Snap-on site, and this box retails for $6,200 and change. Now, you've got to add $400 on there for sales tax, so that puts it to $66,000, and then $500 for freight. So you're over $7,000 to buy a box like this. Guess what I paid for it? $1,700. What we have here is an 8-drawer lower Snap-on cabinet, model number KRL1056 CPC in PPG black. Now this comes in the Master Series. Your Snap-on cabinets will fall in one of 4 categories. Your top of the line, which is your Epic, your Master, your Classic, and your Heritage. The top of the line are going to be your Epic and your Master, and that's what this is. What that's basically going to give you is stronger drawers, 220 pounds of weight you can put in a drawer, which is phenomenal. I could literally stand in the drawer, versus the 2 lower models are 120, which is still nothing to laugh at. 14, 16, and 18 gauge steel construction, so heavy steel, where your lower 2 are going to be 18, 16, and 20. There's differences in wheels and minor differences in latches and things, but that's basically it, what you're going to see. So what you want, if you really want the good stuff, is you want those 220-pound drawers. So you want that Epic or that Master Series. These have latches, small latches here that prevent these drawers from opening when you're moving them, and right off the bat, some of these are broken. So we'll get part numbers and get all that stuff ordered. I checked into these last night. They're about $3, $3 to $5, so not a big deal. Got the keys. Got both original keys. Those were kind of clever. Will it lock? Yep, indeed it does. And you can have these key to like. You can change the tumblers, which we're going to take this off when we detail it. I'll show you how to do that. How this works is it's just a plastic insert. As you come in for the drawer, you slide to the left, and it releases that hook, which catches and keeps that from coming out. This one obviously is broken off, but again, most of them are all good. A couple of them broken. Classic 8-drawer cabinet, 4-inch drawer up on the top for sockets. Deep sockets can stand up, and then we've got a 2-inch drawer here, 2-inch drawer, 2-inch, 4-inch, 4-inch, and then a deeper, what looks like probably a 5 or a 6-inch. All of the factory rubbers are all in here, and man, what good condition this is. These are big drawers, full extension. Look at that, 30 inches deep. I mean, this is twice, look how big it is just compared to one pair of pliers. This is twice the real estate of my little cart. As I said, the factory pads, but look how clean and nice it is. I mean, someone really took care of this. We've got the non-directional textured heavy rubber factory mat on here, but just underneath the paint looks good. I never have liked that texture. It always just looks dirty to me. We'll be flipping it around and get it smooth. Paint's in excellent shape. We should be able to bring that back to factory new. I'll get some touch-up ordered for little chips on the corners and things. Got the factory handle here, very nice. These are like $250 just for the handles. Passenger side looks excellent, no dings. Back panel is perfect. One little rub mark right there, we can touch that up with some paint. Locking casters here on the driver's side. I'll probably change these wheels out. I'll put the big 7-inch Epics on with a suspension and 4 casters because I don't like the single caster. It doesn't give you the ability to push it like into a wall sideways. You have to do a bunch of finagling. I've got everything out to do the detail, cleaning products. We may have to do a cut on the paint if there's too many scratches and swirls. If you really wanted to make it nice, we can bring up. I used to detail cars and do paint work and stuff, so I still have some of that old stuff left over. Some triple-aught steel wool, and then our product. Looks like an Allen. If you hear a bunch of racket in the background, there's a furious storm outside. I'm assuming the lock is mounted just like your standard car door. See behind it here. Yeah, just like a car door. There should be a little spring clip on here. Yeah. This is how car door locks are held on. Nice little detail here. There's the spinning ring that spins on there so you can't get a pipe wrench on it and twist that lock off. The drawers and the hinges are just perfect. Just fun fact here, with snap-on boxes, every drawer over a 2-inch, so your 4s, 5s, and 6s, I believe on the newer models at least, you can double the hinges up. So you can buy another one of these from Snap-on that clicks right on there, snaps into the box. I think it's designed that way, and then, man, can you imagine the weight you'd put in there? But just looking at everything, it just rolls so nicely, and I don't see any dirt. I thought we might have to, if someone uses the wrong lubricant on here, stuff that's too sticky, this will gather a lot of dirt, especially in a dirty shop like a fab shop, and these get to the point where they just don't operate very well. They're a little bit draggy, a little bit dry, but they're clean. So that's going to save us a ton of time. We don't have to get in there and really deep clean all those, just lubricate it. Here's a pack of silica. That's a pro tip. Guys who live in high humidity areas, if your sockets are rusting in your toolbox, you can throw a pack of silica in there. I know some guys do that. We'll clean these up before we put them back as well. These aluminum drawer trims here, they can be removed, and sometimes you'll have to. If this is an older box and it's just completely caked with grease and grime and goo and paint in there, you may need to take these off. Or you just want to take them off and change the color or customize your box. You just take a piece of wood here and a hammer, and these will drive off, and then you can get in there, and maybe you like that clean look on the face without those, but you can take those off on a grinding wheel or a buffer and then just put that factory polish back on there. I needed a job in high school, so I got my car detailing stuff together, which was some turtle wax and some rags and a brush I stole from my dad, and went down to the used car dealerships and asked them if they needed cars detailed, and they said they already had someone. I said, I'll do it better and for cheaper. And the guy gave me a car to try, and that's how I started. So I learned on the job. But the reason why the water is goodness, don't take a dry cloth and wipe dust off of anything with a nice painted surface on it. All that does is just scratches it. The water and the soap lifts the dirt away, carries it away, and helps not to scratch. Did I just step on that thing? To really clean properly around logos, especially with lots of grime, get yourself some concentrated soap, or a little bit more concentrate than you'd normally use, and some sort of a brush or detail brush, and you just get in there and with a small brush work all that out. Let's check out our work. A whole lot better. I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but it's just crisp and shiny and clean. The paint came back really nice. I used that Tarragon ceramic on there. I put one coat on. I'll have to put a second coat on. But it is, you can mirror image. Nice paint on here. The only damage that I saw was right there in the corner. Right there, and that's on the back. So I'll order a little bit of touch-up paint from Snap-on. Put my screwdrivers on there. Just started to put some things in here. This, of course, you know, takes a lot of time and thought, but I'll probably configure it with my most used stuff. Sockets and such on the top. Actually, let me throw you on the tripod. I keep forgetting to pull the drawers out all the way. I've never had full extension drawers before. My Kennedy box stops back in here and you have things back there you've never seen before. But common use stuff will be up here, main sockets and main tools. This is deep, 4-inch, so even tall things like my bit set there stand up. And then here, we'll just do end wrenches. And here, probably pliers. I ordered a plier organizer that's going to hold everything in a lot tighter area, so I'll have everything confined to the one spot. But I don't know what else is going to go in there. I'll tell you what my theory is here when I next shot hammers and files and punches and, you know, just my stuff that I use all the time. And then I'll do power tools in the bottom drawer. Well, brothers, that's about all there is to this one. It was pretty simple. It had been really well taken care of, and they can be a whole or multiple day job. This one was actually quite simple, just needed a little bit of cleaning up. The reason why I'm kind of moving to this off of the little cart is the little cart was perfect. When I originally kind of came up with that concept and started working that way is when I was doing one specific thing, and when we were taking apart wrecking Jeeps. And that was all the tools that we needed all fit in there. We were so efficient that we knew every tool that you need to do that. It wasn't that many. But what I find here in the shop and as the way I work changes, I'm kind of looking at this as a workstation, I guess, for lack of a better word. This was not the one that I would have picked ideally. The one that I would have liked ideally was 36 inches tall, and it was a 4 or 5 drawer. Just a real simple, but it was an epic with the big wheels on it. And they labeled that as a workstation. And it kind of got me thinking, I tried to find one, but I think it's a new box and they're just not going to be available. So this was about the closest thing that I could find. And how I envision it is what's really aggravating and frustrating is maybe one day you're working on your trailer lights and maybe the next day you need to repair or put a hole in do some leather work, or maybe you need to file your chainsaw, or you need to just do those myriad, maybe it's cleaning your firearms, right? The way I look at this is to kind of have all of those things in one central location, one spot. Because when I got to thinking about it, the tool cart, for as nice as it was, always had to have an accompanying bench with it because there's no place to work on stuff. You want to take a part off or disassemble a sub-assembly. You end up having to have a cart and a table, and you're dragging two things around. So it seems to me to have a nice, big, sturdy cabinet at this height, at the 42 inches, which is a nice, tall, standing height, with all the things that you need, kind of kills two birds with one stone. Grinders, die grinders, drill bits, all your power tools, all of those things, those go-to tools that you're going to, that if you need to fix something, that you know that you could go to your cart and it's going to have it, or your workstation, for lack of a better word. I was thinking I'm going to kind of keep my eye open. If I can come across the identical box, and I don't necessarily care about the color, as long as it's the same, having two of these side by side, that would give me 6 feet of drawer space in deep, 30 inches. I could literally everything, all of the hobbies, the batteries, the electronics, all of those things, the leather work, apart from like really big power tools and such, all of those could fit in there. And how nice would it be to have everything in one spot where I need to repair something, I go to the workstation. I need to repair eyeglasses or tighten a screw, I go to the workstation. I need a file to sharpen my shovel, I go to the workstation, rather than having everything spread out. It's really it really gets on my nerves. I've got like 8 separate boxes. One's for plumbing, and one's for dirt bike, and one's for 12 volt, and one's for 110. You know, to have all that stuff in one central location, to me, just makes the most sense. And this, actually, in this small shop, will act as a cart. I'll take this, roll it around. It's not so heavy and cumbersome where you can't still move it around. I just don't like the wheels. I think the brake system on there is phony. It's just kind of the little clamps that press. You know, they never work very good. I want to get some big proper wheels and larger, so it'll roll over extension cords and things. And then once I get the drawer locks fixed, then you don't have to worry about this coming out. Because I've had my Kennedy toolbox tip over 3 times because it doesn't have those drawer locks, and you have to physically lock it with the key. And if you're not on it and you're pulling it and you're on the wrong side and the drawers start coming out, the whole thing comes over and it bends the drawers, and it's disaster. So you don't want that. This would probably stand up on its own with all the drawers out, not with tools in them. But I think it's important to get those little retainers back in, because then essentially you have a mobile workstation, mobile cart. Yeah, funny thing is, when I was looking at these tools, there was a ton of the lime green. You know that lime green snap-on color that they have? There's a ton of those boxes on there, and I thought, I don't know who's buying those boxes, but when you're going to make an investment in something like this, it's going to be with you multi-generations, right? Like, you know, do you want to go with the latest trendy color? You want to go with like Zombie Kill or Monster Energy Drink Green? And then one of the line mechanics there at the place where I bought this, like, oh, it's the kids. The kids all buy them. He goes, I don't know why. I don't know if they think it's cool or it reminds them of their Xbox, but they sell them after a few years. So that's why all those lime green boxes are out there. Stick with red, black, stick with the classic colors, and beautiful. But what a value. I mean, to be able, I'm tickled pink about it. It's every time I look at it, like I got basically a $7,000 box in mint condition for $1,700. You know, less than a quarter of its cost. I thought that was more than reasonable. I didn't ask any questions. I just paid the man cash on the barrel, and I was glad to have it loaded up in the truck. Sometimes those deals that seem like they're too good to be true give you anxiety until you get them all sewn up. Thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayer. We'll see you all on the next video.
When you fall into the bottom, you're gone as far as you can. And if you get up from that place, you go home